things started here. Just stretching it out a little bit, getting those shoulders nice and loose. Start out by shaking it out while I kind of talk through the workout this morning, right? So we have strength work today. We got single leg deadlifts. You can either have one heavy weight or a lightweight, or you can hold it with both hands or one hand, and we'll demonstrate that as we move forward. Excuse me. And then we have some Pike Pulses. So we're gonna do 30 seconds of single leg deadlifts on one side, 30 seconds of single leg deadlifts on the other side, rest 30 seconds. Then we're gonna do 30 seconds of Pike Pulses, really get that core fired up, hip flexors fired up. And then we're gonna go, we have a minute rest there, and we're gonna go through that 4 times, all right? When we're done there, we have 2 minutes of work, 1 minute of rest, where we're gonna be adding reps like we did the last 2 Fridays. So we have Sumo DL Hi-Pulls and PushUps, and then we have thrusters and burpees, okay? So finishing the week nice and strong here with some dynamic movement, some compound movements, and getting that heart rate up, and then seeing how fast we can recover, all right? So let's go ahead and bring those feet together, about shoulder width apart. We're gonna take a nice deep breath in, reach up nice and tall, squeeze your butt, keep your core tight, and then we're gonna forward fold all the way down. Cross the arms, just let your head hang heavy here. Stretching through the mid part of the back, low back, hamstrings, glutes, maybe even you feel it in your calves. And take a nice deep breath in, reaching all the way up, squeezing your butt at the top, and then forward fold all the way back down. And a nice deep breath all the way back up. Right hand, grab the left wrist. We're gonna pull to the side. Take a couple deep breaths into that side body for the stretch. And reach back up nice and tall. Left hand, grab the right wrist. Pull to the side. Couple deep breaths here. Reach back up, swan dive forward, forward fold, all the way down, cross the arms, and we're gonna sway side to side here. Let the head hang heavy. Let that stretch take place through the low back, mid back. Drop the hands. Reaching all the way back up, nice deep breath. Right hand meets the left wrist, and pull to the right side. Reach up nice and tall, left hand grab the right wrist, pull to the left side. Couple deep breaths into that side body stretch. Jump nice and tall, bring those hands down to your side. We're gonna rock back and forth up onto our toes, and then back to our heels. Up to our toes, back to our heels. Up to our toes, back to our heels, about 20 times here. Coming up into a calf raise, rocking back onto the heels. Squeezing those calves at the top. A couple more here. Take a nice deep breath in again. Come all the way down into a forward fold. Let the head hang heavy again. Pull the shoulders back and down on your back here. And we're going to halfway lift, pushing the knees back, pushing the hips back, pulling the shoulders down and back. And then forward fold, back to our halfway lift, back to a forward fold, back to our halfway lift here, and then I'm going to turn to the side because we're going to go into our plank. We're going to forward fold, place the hands on the ground, take a step back, all right? And we're going to go into our first downward dog here, so drive the heels down, pressing your hands into the ground or the floor.
driving the chest, shoulders towards the toes, and the heels towards the ground. And we're just gonna walk it out 10 times here. We're gonna float the right heel up, leaving the left heel on the ground. Set the right foot back down. Float the left heel up, driving the right heel to the ground. Set the foot back down. Shift back to plank. We're gonna pinch the elbows to the side here, going all the way down to the floor, pressing up into a cobra or an up dog. Flip the toes, back to downward dog. Shift back to plank. Slowly lower down. Press up into an up dog, or really press through, get the legs off the ground into a cobra. Flip the toes, and then wave back into our downward dog. One more time, shift the weight forward into plank. Pinch the elbows to the side. Pressing up. Flip the toes, and all the way back to our downward dog. Float the right heel up, driving the left heel down. Bring the right knee to the right elbow, shifting the weight forward. Float it back up. The knee to the left elbow. Float it back up. And swing that foot through into a runner's lunge. And just hang out here. A couple nice deep breaths. Keep the back leg nice and strong here. And then we're going to take a step back into downward dog. Float the left heel up, drive the right heel down. Bring the knee to the left elbow. Float the leg up. To the right elbow, coming across the body. Float the leg up. Swing the leg through into that runner's lunge. Keep the back leg nice and strong here. On your exhale, let your hips sink down towards the ground. Plant those hands, step back into plank, back into downward dog. Walk your feet up to your hands. Swan dive all the way back up to the top, reaching up nice and tall. We're gonna do another side bend here, so grab that left wrist with the right hand, pull to the side. Back to the top, left hand, grab the right wrist, pull to the side. All right, reach up nice and tall. We're gonna generate some heat here. We're just gonna do about 20 jumps. So we're just gonna jump here 20 times. And then we're going to forward fold all the way back down. Halfway lift. Forward fold, plant the hands, step back into plank, and back to downward dog. Float the right heel up, driving the left heel to the ground. Bring that leg all the way through into that runner's lunge. We're just gonna open up the hips here. So we're gonna reach out with our arms straight out overhead, and we're going to sit up into a crescent lunge. Just breathe right here. Keeping the hips square to where your chest is going. Couple deep breaths. On the exhales, just let the hips sink down. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna slowly take this back foot and kick forward into a balance, and we're standing now. And now we go into some single leg touchdowns. So keep your shoulders back, coming down and up, 10 times. Take your time here. Find your balance. And then on that 10th one, we're going to do 5 more with a hop. Really wanted to get the ankle, the knee, the hip, the glutes really fired up this morning. And then bring both feet together. Nice deep breath in. Reach all the way up. Right hand, grab the left wrist, pull to the side. Reach up tall. Left hand, grab the right wrist, pull to the side. Reach up nice and tall. 20 more jumps. So just bounce here 20 times. Getting those calves and the heart rate up a little bit. Bringing some heat to the body. Do 5 more. All right. Take a nice deep breath in. Exhale, forward fold all the way down. Halfway lift. Coming all the way down, hands to the ground. Take a step back into plank. And then into downward dog. Float the left heel up, drive the right heel down to the ground. Swing that leg through into this runner's lunge. Hang out here for a second. Take those arms overhead and then swing up into a crescent lunge. Still keeping those hips square and facing straight ahead. Couple more breaths here. Let those hips sink down. We're going to take this back foot and we're going to kick it forward up into a balance on that left leg. All right, try to balance here. Keep that knee slightly bent. 10 single leg touchdowns, finding your balance. We have single leg deadlifts today, so we're going to make sure we're nice and warm. And then 5 with a hop. Lost my balance there. Bring those feet back together. All right, take another nice deep breath in. Reach up nice and tall. One more stretch for each side. Grab the left wrist, pull to the right side. Come back up, left wrist or right wrist, pull to the left side. Widen your feet out into a squat stance. And we're going to swan dive, forward fold all the way down. Crossing the hands again, ragdoll one more time. Just stretching that lower back out. And we're getting ready to go into some gorilla squats here. So we're gonna drop your hands down, grab the front of your toes. We're gonna drop our butt down, drive the knees out, and get our chest up. All right, really pushing out against the knees with your arms. And what we're gonna do here, while we're trying to get everything to open up, is we're gonna press in with our legs, and then relax and press out with our arms. Press in against our arms with our legs, then relax and press out against our legs with our arms. 3 more times, press in, press out. Press in, press out, press in, press out. Now, drop the head, lift the hips, straighten the legs out, and then back down into that gorilla squat, getting the chest up. We're gonna do 10 here. So this is 2, 3, 4, 5, then one more, all the way up, and then slowly roll it up. Ooh. And then shake that out a little bit. All right, take those arms, fling them side to side, about 10 times. Then we're gonna alternate back and forth 10 times. We're gonna take both hands front to back 10 times. And then hands out to the side, fingertips down. 10 big circles going backwards. And then 10 big circles going forward. All right, shake it out. Okay. You're gonna need a weight today, whether it's a torpedo weight, a dumbbell, kettlebell, slam ball. We're starting off, we'll have 30 seconds of single leg deadlifts on your left leg, 30 seconds of single leg deadlifts on your right leg, or start with your least dominant side, the one that you have the most trouble with, all right? Always start with that side. Then we're gonna rest 30 seconds, and then we're gonna come down. We have our Pike Pulses, so we're gonna place our hands just behind our knees so we can really leverage into the ground here. Pinching the feet together, lifting up as much as we can, and we're setting the feet back nice and light on the ground. If you can't lift both feet at the same time, then we're gonna lift one, set it down. Lift the other, set it down, okay? We'll do 30 seconds there, then we'll rest a minute, and we're gonna go through this 4 times. All right, so, let me grab a sip of liquid here. If you have a weight that's heavy for you, you can hold it with both hands, standing on one leg, and come here. If you have a weight that's fairly light, just if you're standing on your left leg, keep that weight in your right hand. This leg that goes back, we're gonna replace that foot and punch down right where that foot was with the weight, and then come right back up and squeeze our butt, okay? So it all depends on what you have on hand, all right? I'm gonna start off with a lighter weight and then go to a heavier weight. And let me get the clock started here. All right, we're going in 10 seconds here. So I'm gonna start off with a lighter weight, standing on my left leg, and going down nice and slow. And I wanna go down as far as I can keep control of my balance, my core, and my shoulders. So right here, I'm still fairly flat. Come back up, squeeze my butt, okay? Going down nice and slow. The slower you go here, the more you'll get out of the movement. 10 more seconds. You're only gonna get about 5 to 7 reps in 30 seconds if you're doing it right. Go ahead and switch to the other side. Five more seconds here. Got enough time to get another rep in. And rest. And if it's a challenge for you to do these even without weight, then you should probably do them without weight. Focus on the form. And then gradually add just holding something in your hand that's really light, then going to something that actually has some resistance, and then getting heavier, okay? All right, Pike Pulses, we're on the ground, hands are behind the knees, feet are pinched together, and we're gonna point our toes and lift, and set it back down. Lift, set it back down. more. And rest. And now we're gonna take a minute and rest. And then you have time to shake out or stretch out, whatever still feels maybe a little bit tight. Even doing a 15-minute warm-up, sometimes you still aren't quite warm and ready for the movement. So in between, actively stretch, try to get that muscle or joint area loose before you go into your next set. We got about 10 seconds here. Remember, start on that least dominant side. So I'm starting on my left. And go. Nice and slow going down. Driving the hips back. Squeezing, standing up nice and tall. Squeeze your butt as you're coming up. As you go down, that belly button needs to be pulled in towards the spine. So our core is engaged as we're going down into this negative part of the movement. Switch it up to the other side. One more. And rest. We got about 6 or 7 reps there. So, I'm going pretty slow. So if you're getting more than 7 reps, you're going way too fast. You need to slow everything down and let the muscles work. Going back to the ground to our Pike Pulses. Remember, if you need to, point those toes, lift one leg as high as you can, set it down, go to the other side, set it down. All right, slightly leaning forward and crunching in, and go. Got time for one more here. Oh gosh, and rest. That's 2 down, 2 to go. Resting a minute here. Whew. We got about 25 seconds here before we go back to our next set. Whew. I'll go up and wait this time. If you're able to build and go up and wait, awesome. If not, just stick with what you have, and if it's too easy, slow it down. Here we go, 3, 2, 1, and go. One more here. And switch it to the other side. One more.
and rest. Whew. Going back to our Pike Pulses. Whew. We got about 10 seconds here. Five seconds. 3, 2, 1, and go. 30 seconds here. Got time for one more. And rest. Whew. We got one more set. Oh man. End of the week, getting used to a new schedule. A little bit of a struggle. Not really a new schedule, just adding things to the current schedule. All right, you got about 15 seconds here. Starting with your least dominant side here. If you're a righty, it's probably gonna be your left side. If you're a lefty, it's probably gonna be your right side. And go. Nice and slow going down. Keep that core tight, back flat. Shoulder is pulled back. Go ahead and switch it to the other side. About 5 more seconds here. Time for one more rep. And rest. Back to our Pike Pulses. Whew. Ten more seconds here. Pinch those feet together, point the toes. Drive the hands into the ground and go. Time for one more. Oh man. And rest. Ooh, gotta stretch that out a little bit. The remainder of the time, we have 2 minutes of work, 1 minute of rest. Same format as we've done the last 2 Fridays. We'll switch it up next week. We have 2 minutes where we're gonna be doing 6 Sumo Deadlift Hi-Pulls today. All right, if all you have is a slam ball, then you can do Sumo Deadlift jumps. But Sumo Deadlift Hi-Pulls will be right here. Feet are wider than our shoulders. We're hinging at the hips, driving our hips back. And then as we come up, we squeeze our butt and drive the elbows up. Side view, notice that I'm hinging and pushing my butt back. I'm not letting my knees come forward and squatting. We do that later, okay? So make sure you're hinging and pulling.
So if you notice, the weight is going down in between my legs, right where my feet are, right here, instead of out in front of me, okay? So we'll have 6 Sumo Deadlift Hi-Pulls. We're gonna drop down to the ground, 2 push-ups. 6 Sumo Deadlift Hi-Pulls, 4 push-ups. 6 Sumo Deadlift Hi-Pulls, 6 push-ups. 6, 8, and then you keep climbing that ladder on the push-ups for 2 minutes, then we rest 1 minute. We have 4 rounds of that, okay? And then on the last set, we'll have 6 thrusters, right? So we squat and press. We're here, squat all the way down, come up and press, back down, and press 6 times. And then we have 2 burpees. All right? And then 6 and 4, 6 and 6, 6 and 8. Probably won't make it to 8, but I probably won't make it to 8. I'm not saying you won't. And then we have 4 sets of that. All right? Because of the movements and the muscle endurance aspect of the work or the movements, that's why today is a grinding workout. Okay? You're working for 2 minutes, which isn't really long, but you only have a minute rest. And that combination is going to fatigue the muscles out very, very quick. So I'm not saying take your time, but it's not a sprint, all right? Take your time on the form and technique, take your time on the movements, make sure you're doing them right, and work as hard as you can for as long as you can in that 2 minutes, get as far as you can. Take time in that 1 minute to really shake it out, rest, all right? And then try to get back to that same spot. If you get, let's say you get to 10 push-ups on the first round, but then the next round you're at 6 push-ups, you're going too hard and you're burning yourself out. We gotta learn how to pace ourselves and sustain that energy, okay? So, on our push-ups, right, to the proper setup would be take those hands, you can take your thumbs and frame out your chest, so our forearms are vertical, and then hands out slightly, and we press up, squeezing our core and our glutes, down and up. On our knees, nothing changes, all right? Hand release all the way down, come here and press out, or you can do negatives, right? Let's say you can't do the press, you just keep losing your core engagement, just go down nice and slow, reset, nice and slow, all right? And work on that core control, all right? All right, I stalled long enough. It is time to get to work. So remember, we got 6 Sumo DL Hi-Pulls, 2 push-ups, adding 2 reps each time you get to your push-ups. And then we're gonna go to 6 thrusters, 2 burpees, adding 2 burpees, all right? We're doing all 4 sets of the Sumo DL Hi-Pulls and push-ups before we go into our thrusters and burpees. We're going in 10 seconds here. Go ahead and grab your weight. And go. Then your 2 push-ups. And then back to 6 Sumo DL Hi-Pulls. Feet are wider than your shoulders. Hinge the hips back. We don't want to come here. We want to make sure we stop at the hips. I think I forgot to put that in the demo. That way we're setting ourselves up for a good rep next time. And then we'll have 4 push-ups. Back to your 6 Sumo DL Hi-Pulls. And back to your push-ups. I'm on 6. We got about 30 seconds here. Back to our 6 Sumo DL Hi-Pulls. push-ups. We got about 10 seconds. Rest. Ooh. One down, 3 to go. So what I was saying, on the Sumo DL Hi-Pulls, when we go into our deadlift and then we pull, we need to come back to our hips and pause so that we set up for a good rep on the next one. If we pull and then we go right into the deadlift as we're going down, at some point your back's gonna come into play, and you just gotta hope that that one time isn't something that pulls something in your back or anything like that. Coming down and stopping, resetting, and then going eliminates that, takes it completely out of the equation. All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1, go. 6 Sumo DL Hi-Pulls. And 2 push-ups. This is a strength endurance workout. You can make it a strength workout by increasing weight, where you can't just rep out. The rep scheme's low enough to where you can develop strength, not just conditioning. Either way, you're gonna get a metabolic response. So, six Sumo DL Hi-Pulls. I'm on 6 push-ups here. Got about 30 seconds. About 10 seconds. Rest. Whew. 2 down, 2 to go. About the same reps on that one as the other one. I think I was 1 less. So that's not bad. We have about 30 seconds here. Going into 3 of 4. About 15 seconds. All right, go and widen those feet out. Go and grab your weight. 3, 2, 1, and go. And 2 push-ups. Back to those 6 Sumo DL Hi-Pulls. Back to 4 push-ups. our 6 Sumo DL Hi-Pulls. And rest. Ooh. Three down, one to go. About 30 seconds here. Ooh. It's so warm in here and humid. It's amazing. All right, we got about 10 seconds. This is our last set of Sumo DL Hi-Pulls and push-ups. So go ahead and grab your weight. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, go. Two push-ups and back to your Sumo deadlifts. Four push-ups. We got 35 seconds. Fifteen seconds. And rest. Whew. So we're going to thrusters and burpees next. You can use your slam ball as your weight to press overhead, or you can do squat throws, still 6 reps, and then 2 burpees. And then add 2 each round for 4 sets. We got 20 seconds. Trying to use that same weight you just used for your thrusters, if you can.
We got 10 seconds here. 3, 2, 1, and go. Squat all the way down, press overhead. If you only have a light weight, you can do 3 thrusters on one arm, 3 thrusters on the other arm, and then go into your burpees. And back to your thrusters. Four burpees. 1 minute to go. Whew, 45 seconds. Twenty seconds. And rest. Whew, not easy. 1 minute. 1 round done. If you have shoulder issues, you're doing just goblet squats or air squats. If you have squatting issues, you're doing push press. Whew. Fifteen seconds here. Going into round 2 of these. Go and grab your weight. 3, 2, 1, and go. And 2 burpees. And 6 thrusters. Oh. $35 seconds, 25 seconds.
and rest. 2 down, 2 to go. Ah. Whew. Man, my legs are feeling that run yesterday. Whew. All right, we're number 3 here. We got 2 more to go. 10 seconds. 6 thrusters, 2 burpees, add 2 burpees each round. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, and go. Oh. One minute. Ah. Five seconds. And rest. One more. Holy crap. Not easy. But if your form's good, you're taking your time with the movements, you're getting just what you need. Whew. We got 20 seconds here. I'm just trying to get back to the spot that I just left. 10 seconds. Whew. Go and grab your weight. 3, 2, 1, go. This is it. Whew. Whew. Less than a minute. Whew. Huh. 20 seconds. And rest. And take a couple minutes. And walk it out. All right. Start shaking those arms out. We're gonna loosen the chest and shoulder complex up, as I'm pretty sure it's tight. I know mine is. And then alternate back and forth. If you can get your hands over your head. Both hands back and up. Right arm across the front. Pull the shoulder down and away from your ears. My heart rate's still up, so we're going to stretch the upper body out before we start stretching the back and hips out. Ooh. Take that right hand, place between your shoulder blades, pull back. And now grab that elbow, reach up nice and tall, pull to the side, then drop that outside hand. Get a little extra stretch in that side body. Couple deep breaths. Back to the top, other arm across the front as I walk around and try to catch my breath. Take that hand, place between the shoulder blades, pull back. Ooh. Can't stop walking around. All right, straighten that arm out, grab behind the elbow or the tricep, pull to the side, drop that outside hand, reach a little further, and breathe into that side body. Come up. All right, usually I'd like to go in and face down and twist up, but heart rates are still kind of high, so we're gonna go ahead and start by right here on our hands and our knees. We're gonna reach up and then thread it through. Slide that left hand or the front hand out in front of you. Stretching the low back out. If you want to, you can take this hand, place it behind your back, and try to open up your chest a little bit more. Go ahead and come out of that, reach back up, hand to the ground, go to the other side, reach up, thread it through, reach that hand out here. Made it through all that, you did good. It was rough. Just gradually chips away at you, mentally and physically. Those last 2 rounds of the 8 is a challenge. Place that hand back on the ground, reach all the way back up. All right, Cat-cow, cat-cow. All right, so nice deep breath in. Push the hips back. Press the hands into the floor. Head is up, nice deep breath in. And then on our exhale, bring everything in. Hips are coming up underneath the shoulders or close as you can. Pressing the spine towards the sky or ceiling. Dropping the head. Back to cow. Back to cat. And do 3 more on your breath. Widen the knees out. Set the hips back and down. Child pose. I think everything should start and end with child's pose. Start your day off with child's pose, end your day with child's pose. So even start workouts with child's pose, end workouts with child's pose. Take time to think about what you gotta do for the day. Take time to think about what the work is coming up in the workout. Take time to recover. Give appreciation to what you guys just did as far as workout goes and what you accomplished throughout the day. So I'm gonna shift everything forward. Come right here. Oh. And then shake those arms out one more time. All right, guys. Awesome job.